10 on the shot clock. Jabari Smith lets it go, and he's already begun to flash his talents.
Well, this is a homecoming, the only game that Jabari Smith will play in the Atlanta area. This is extremely important to this team.
And he got left wide open in the corner. Walker Kessler scrambled over, and it ended up being a miss. Would have put Nebraska out in front. At the other end, the three drops for Devin Cambridge.
But you see on made shots.
And it goes back to Auburn, a style, their pressure defensively, Nebraska is ready for after recently they saw that against NC State.
Has the heart of a lion, or may I say tiger, in this game.
That's a blocking foul on Bryce McGowan's.
Floor here does not have the arc painted on it, so it puts the officials in call it whether it's a block or a charge, regardless as to where the player is. But for player safety, you
that and put a 4-point line on the floor.
Okay, that's fine, but I don't think the scorekeepers are going to count it as 4, so it could throw people off watching.
You can dream. Now, those free throws did end the scoreless drought. Smith gets ahead of the field. It's the easiest 2 points he'll get all day.
The same has been the case here for this one. That's part of the growing process for this Nebraska team. The chance to spend time with.
The first game that he and I ever worked together at Notre Dame. That's his second three for Jabari Smith, by the way. And that on top of Nebraska being shorthanded. Limited a little bit more than usual today. Jabari Smith. We didn't give up like we did in that game, but they were certainly not at full health against Michigan either. 2 minutes until the half as Auburn has jumped out to a big lead here, trying to make it a 5-game winning streak. Smith has already hit a couple of threes. Look like
quarterfinal.
There have been some good looks for the Huskers, whether it was Webster or Tominaga there. The last couple of threes not dropping for them. Williams gets free and scores. Out with the flu.
And Green actually starting the second half. KD Johnson going to come off the bench in the second half, but Jabari Smith picks up exactly where he left off on that. I'm going to go with all ball, but you see Jabari Smith pick and roll action, step back, pick and pop, knocking down the 3-ball. Here's
Smith guarded by Mayen. And the jumper no good. So Mayen drawing
bodies to throw at Jabari Smith. You know, so many injuries and so much illness that Fred Hoiberg has dealt with thus far early in this year.
That's just also, they are exciting, whether it's on defense or on offense.
But when you look at this team, and one of the things that we've seen in college basketball this year,
I like this team. I love our coach, Bruce Pearl. Shout out to Bruce Pearl. I love you, man. Wish you were here. But this team is loaded. They're deep. 1% going to go on to the next level. 99.9% of these guys going to have to go out and get a real job. And that's the thing I'm proud about Bruce. He demands they get their education.
That allow you to play with this level of pressure. When you look at this Auburn team, oftentimes they're up there and still be able to defend the rim.
Kessler with the lob. A beautiful finish. Talent. Jared Harper was highly sought after. He was number 97 in the ESPN 100 coming out of high school. How about this feed up ahead? A 2-bounce pass out of bounds. But it's buying into, you're not going to play 35 minutes.
Well, it could be really one play. I'm sorry, 2 plays in one. Oh, off the glass.
Green on glass. And Jabari Smith throws it down in front of this big Tigers crowd.
Have just one segment in SportsCenter top 10 plays just for Auburn, because they have had highlights galore in this game. Of course, when Wendell Green looks back, sees Jabari Smith, you never know.
That's right.
You never know.
That's why we watch the games.
And that's a huge part of this Auburn team. It's the fact that you have a superstar in Jabari Smith. One hasn't listened to Kwame Brown. Kwame dropping knowledge to have success.
Smith got a hand on it. Whole team down the floor. And it's Smith again.
And has a layup. Walker Kessler with a steal. There's a layup for KD Johnson if he wants it. But he drops it off to a future lottery pick. And again, there is no jealousy on this team. That is not good for me right now.
We'll get you some.
Okay.
99-68. Absolute domination from start to finish by the Auburn Tigers without their head coach, Bruce Pearl.